Plastpro Fiberglass doors perform better, are more energy efficient, require minimal maintenance, and last longer than wood doors. Staining one of our doors has many advantages. It allows you the flexibility to paint your door the exact color you want. Also, staining protects the door from the sun, UV rays, and harsh weather. We've created easy step-by-step instructions using our Plastpro Pre-finished Stain Kit to make staining your door a breeze. These staining instructions were created for staining our oak, rustic, fir, cherry, and mahogany skin series. The entire process from start to finish could take up to 2 weeks depending on how many coats you apply. Your Plastpro Pre-finished Stain Kit contains everything you'll need to complete the project. Check that you have all the items listed in the instructions brochure. Your kit contains pre-mixed stain, top coat sealer, mineral spirits, 2 cloths, a 3-inch bristle brush, 2 2-inch synthetic foam brushes, 2 stir sticks, 2 skin samples, a pair of protective gloves, finishing instructions, and the instructions pamphlet. To get a great finish, we need to first prepare the door. The door we're going to stain is this one with a half-light insert. Begin by taping up the glass and weather stripping, so when you do the surface prep, you won't risk marring up the door. It also makes the cleanup process after staining much easier. There are some safety precautions you should always follow. Wear gloves and work in a well-ventilated area. To achieve the best results, only stain when temperatures are between 50 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit and humidity is below 85%. Do not stain in direct sunlight, and do not stain or apply the top coat when dew is present. Once you've finished, wipe down the door with the mineral spirits using one of the kit's cloths. This opens the pores of the skin so it accepts the stain better. Make sure to wipe down the entire surface and go with the grain, not against it. Step 2. Staining. After prepping is complete, it's very important to stir the stain because settling may have occurred. Use the stir stick that comes with your kit. Besides settling, improperly mixed stain will not dry correctly. Next, practice staining on one of the skin samples that comes in the kit. We've chosen Moorish teak stain. Pick the skin sample that matches the grain pattern of your door. Apply the stain with the foam brush in the direction of the grain. If you want a lighter look, wait 10 to 15 minutes and then wipe off the excess stain with one of the finishing rags. If you want it darker, you will need to apply the stain more than once. If you're not happy with the results, you can easily remove the stain using mineral spirits. Once you are satisfied with the color you've achieved, make sure to remember how many coats of stain you applied in order to replicate the same look on the door. You can now proceed to staining the door. Take the brush and apply a liberal amount of stain. The brush allows the stain to apply on evenly and creates more detail in the graining. Start staining the detailed areas first, like the panels. When working the deep grooved areas of the door panel, move quickly and always work the stain into the direction of the grain. Once you are done with the panels, you can start staining the stiles, rails, and flat surfaces. To even out the color, use one of the staining rags to wipe the grain to remove any swirl marks. Let the stain dry for 10 to 15 minutes. Then, using one of the cleaning rags, wipe off any excess stain to the shade you want to achieve. You don't want to remove the stain, just feather it out. If your brush gets gummed up, pour some mineral spirits on a cloth and wipe the brush on it. If you would like to achieve a darker finish, let the first coat dry 2 to 4 hours and then stain the door again. It's important to remember that it may take multiple coats of stain to get the color that you want. The more coats that you put on, the darker the finish will be. Make sure your previous coat is completely dry before you put on another layer. If the previous layer is still damp or wet, the new coat could remove the previous coat. Once you've achieved your desired color, make sure it is completely dry before flipping the door to stain the other side. Follow the exact same steps. Step 3. Top coat. Here's a door we finished earlier. It's usually 24 to 48 hours before you can apply the top coat. The top coat provides UV protection to your door and keeps your stained finish from fading. Stir the top coat with the second stick provided in the kit. Do not shake the can of top coat. This causes bubbles and can lead to a poor quality finish. You can practice applying the top coat onto the skin sample you stained earlier. This will give you a good feel of how the top coat flows. Use the foam brush, but don't soak your brush with top coat. Instead, just wet the brush tips. That way, you'll get a nice, even top coat. Apply a thin coat and follow the same steps you used during the staining process. Start with the panels and then continue with the rest of the door. Again, work with the grain. You can apply multiple coats for added protection from the sun and a longer finish. We recommend applying at least 2 coats of top coat, but 3 works best to protect this door for a long time. Let each coat dry 2 to 4 hours before reapplying. For cleanup, use water to clean the brush and remove the tape from the glass. We recommend reapplying the top coat every 2 years in order to protect the stain color from fading. If the door has excessive exposure to the sun because of where it's placed or having no overhang, we recommend reapplying the top coat once a year. You now have a front door that was not only easy to stain, but looks exactly the way you want for your home. The Plastpro Pre-finished Stain Kit comes in 7 different stain varieties and makes staining fiberglass doors easy. For more information, please visit www.plastproinc.com.